So, good evening, everyone.
Okay.
My name is Mark Miller with Career Pivot, and this is our Monday evening office hours. And we are here to talk about, are you your authentic self at work? We're here every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. In the note that went out, I've asked everyone to fill out a survey.
That available?
What I want to do here, I'm trying to make. Yeah, let's see it.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm
Mark's
Elizabeth. Helper, social media person, help him out and such. So I'm happy to be here. We had a week off last week, and so that was nice. And we are ready to go. This is an interesting post. A lot of good things out of the post that Mark wrote. So I'm ready to get started talking about it.
Can you pop the survey link into the question box?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, while you're doing it.
Okay. So go ahead. Ready for your first question?
Yeah, I'm ready for my first question.
Okay. So what do you mean by not being your authentic self at work? What does that look like?
Okay. We all know we go to work, and we behave the way we really are? And the answer for a lot of us who've been in the working world for many years, the answer is not just no, it's hell no. And I'm going to give you a lot of examples. And we behave the way that our corporate culture requires us to behave. And many of us have morphed our behaviors over many years. And some of that is to fit in. Some of it is because we make more money behaving a different way.
Yep.
There are lots of reasons why we behave differently. Over the long term, it can make us quite miserable.
Yeah.
And so let's go to the second question.
Okay. I'm multitasking here. But no, I understand about, changing your behavior to fit into the culture and such. And it's easy to do. Sometimes you just get wrapped up in doing that and not realizing that you are. So can you cite 3 examples? Or in your article, you cite 3 different examples. The first one is being a closet introvert. What is that? Why don't you describe that for us?
It's interesting. I is one.
You is one?
Yep. I am an introvert. In other words, you have to understand, when you're an introvert, you get energy when you are by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Extrovert, you get energy when you're with other people. Now, I behave like an extrovert. I get paid more money that way.
Yes.
But as many of you have seen me as some of you have seen me do public speaking, I'm really good. I am really high energy on stage. I can really go at it. And when I'm done, I go.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And you'd be surprised how many salespeople I have met who are closet introverts. They know how to go, 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 go. And then when they're finally done, fuck. Mm-hmm. In fact, I had a client here who was a salesperson for a major software company out of Houston. And her husband is a true extrovert. And they were at some trade conference, and everybody wanted to go out at night. And she's just going, I'm going back to my room and bitch.
Yeah.
And he starts making excuses for her. She's not feeling well. She's sick. And she's just infuriated her because she wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact is she threw out the perception that she was an extrovert, which means people presume, oh gosh, when the day's done, let's go have drinks, let's go to dinner, let's go do stuff.
Yeah.
Let's keep go, 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 go. And she's going, no.
No.
Because it's not her authentic self. It's something she has learned how to do, but people misperceive her.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And this is and the key piece there is you have to explain to them, this is all an act. By the way, it's a really good act, but it's an act. And so if you want me to go out after, sorry, I ain't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like my last trip I made working for my last company. I went to Australia and I did a 5-day class to a bunch of salespeople in Australia. And the Aussies all wanted me to go have drinks after dinner. And the answer every time was no. Mm-hmm. I had dinner with my buddy Ian, my buddy from Singapore. We would have a nice dinner, and then I'd go back to my room. It was July, which is exactly 12 hours difference than France, which July means it's Tour de France time. And I watched Tour de France in real time live that evening with my bottle of wine. And I went, right?
Well, when you're an introvert, you expend a lot of energy to keep that high sensory, or to deal with all the high sensory activity that's going on. So that's why when you crash hard. So
yeah, well, see, I don't tolerate noisy areas.
Yeah.
I mean, one of our favorite restaurants here in Austin is Justine's. If I go inside, it just gets noisy, and after a while, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first one, a closet introvert, and you'd be surprised how many closet introverts are out there.
Yep. And there probably is. There's probably some watching us right now. So. So the next example you talk about is the stealth competitor. Can you explain what that is?
Oh, yes.
Okay, this is a new one for me. So
these are usually women, although I've had some men who've been like this, but probably 80-90% have been women.
Okay.
They are sweet, kind, wonderful people. I don't want anything. I just want. Don't
make a fuss.
Don't make a fuss. But when awards are handed out, and if they don't get what they want, they get really pissed. They get angry. And they said, "You should have known. You should have awarded me that."
Exactly.
And the answer is, how do we know that? You should have known. It's called the stealth competitor. Now, I've done about a half a dozen educators, and all have been big-time stealth competitors. Huge stealth competitors. And in fact, one school teacher who I know I did, her daughter said, "Oh, mommy doesn't want to play anything where everybody's not the winner. Everybody has to win until it's really important."
Okay.
Yeah, the big mistake of this is particularly with guys. I've had a couple of guys say, "Oh, yeah, I'm real competitive." Okay, what are you competitive at? "Oh, when I play games." Okay, so what happens if you lose the game? Nothing.
Okay.
Right? You lost the game, so what? But when there are real stakes like at work, I don't want to compete. I want, and so the key piece there is stealth competitors typically have to say, "This is what I want." If you go to my website, there's a book called Know Your Value, written by Mia Brzezinski.
Yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
And Mia, is that you?
No. Yeah, no, it's my roommate.
Oh, your cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
But Mia Brzezinski wrote in her book that women, number one, women can't use the same negotiation strategy that men do.
Okay.
Micah Brzezinski. She was fired by 60 Minutes back in 2006, spent a year unemployed, ended up getting hired at MSNBC where she still works. And she was making 1/14 of what her partner was. And I remember that is guy who's still there. You notice how much MSNBC I watch.
Yeah.
And basically it's similar when at my last job, when my boss kind of screwed me and I finally went, "You're going to pay me. You're going to pay me now."
Okay.
right? And I got a 25% pay raise.
Oh, good.
If a woman does that,
Yes.
you're a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm assertive, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
And so one of the things she talks about in the book is doing things unemotionally, doing things from facts, but having to have a strategy.
Yep.
And so stealth competitors throw off this aura that they don't want anything, but they really do. In fact, this was one of the things that was written up. Chris Farrell, who wrote the Unretirement book, he interviewed me for an article he wrote in Forbes, and it was about a woman who was a healthcare professional, and I said one thing that she's got to be very careful of is she has to be able to state when she goes off and does her retirement gig that she actually gets real clear on what she wants in return.
Mm-hmm.
And so things like an example I used with him was Al Jazeera America had a great commercial several months ago with Doctors Without Borders.
Okay.
Where nurses were saying it was the greatest experience they ever got. They got to help people. It was, what they got out of it was the experience. Well, one of the things, if that's what you want out of it, you got to make sure you say, I'm here for the experience. Do not put me behind a desk.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just making sure you speak up and say what you
yes.
really want. So,
what do I really want in return?
Yeah. And that's hard for baby boomers, women.
Well, it's a lot of what she writes in the book is a lot of women have been programmed by society not to ask for stuff. The classic example was this Microsoft CEO who was at a women's conference says, "Oh, you shouldn't ask for a pay raise. That's bad karma." And of course, he got lambasted for that.
Wow. That's right. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, he just got absolutely lambasted. But that's the culture we grew up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reality is, no, you got to ask for what you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we all do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So stealth competitors, I said, I've only had a couple of men, but I've had lots of women, and I believe a lot of it's the programming society that does.
Okay.
You don't ask for things. You just
don't be emotional.
don't ask for a pay raise.
Yeah.
I had one client. We followed the know your value philosophy when she went in to ask for a pay raise, or she went in for annual review, and she was a business development person, and she hit 185% of quota.
Wow.
I mean, she blew the doors off, and the CEO just kept on nitpicking. And what I had her do was just bring in her little spreadsheet, and every time he started to nitpick, she would point at the number.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Stay totally calm. What more do you want?
Yep. Yep. And if you bring in data and you present it in a calm, sensible way, it's
right.
You're gonna win out. So
and he was trying to get her to be emotional.
Yeah.
And she knew not to go there.
Well, that's good. That's really good.
And we practiced that a lot.
Well, it's hard to do. I mean, it's hard not to roll your eyes or say something goofy. So.
Well, hopefully by our age, we know not to roll our eyes. When my son was 16 and 17, he would roll his eyes uncontrollably. Like, you realize what you're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay.
So Stan says that they use brag books in the pharmaceutical industry. Okay.
Okay. So let's go to the next one.
So then the last example that you talk about in your blog post is a really strange one. It's called the structure anarchist. I'm sorry, I can't say that word. Anarchist. Can you tell me about that? Tell me what that means.
They're unusual, but I've got several of them as clients.
Okay.
They are, if you look at them, every hair is in place. They dress meticulously. You would never. They look very, very orderly.
Okay.
What they are is they're the order, and by the way, they're really good at putting order into systems. The problem is the order has to be their order.
Oh, okay.
In other words, they're really good at bringing order to chaos. The problem is once they've created that order, people look at them, they say, you're so orderly.
Oh,
You want to maintain the systems. And the answer is, hell no.
no way. Okay.
So I have one client I've had for several years who's a former CFO of a number of major nonprofits, where he would go in and fix stuff.
Okay.
And then once he was done fixing everything, suddenly, wow, he had to maintain what he fixed.
Okay.
And he became miserable.
He got bored with that. Okay.
He got bored with it really fast. And so the problem comes down to is you would never know. And unfortunately, my one client, he never asks for things.
Okay.
I've got him now going, I want to go over there where there's chaos. That's where I want to go.
Okay.
And he was so programmed not to do that. Right? Most of us have been programmed to wait for opportunities to appear and not ask for those opportunities.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we're just to the point where we're going, okay, I'm just going to wait and wait and wait. And because he was so orderly, they never came.
Okay.
And now I've got him going, no, I want to go fix that problem over there. Then when I'm done, I want to go fix that problem. Similarly, I'll use another example. I had a client who was senior IT project manager.
Okay.
And she was also a multi-potentialite. She had interests all over the place. She loved learning. And she multiple times got seduced into jobs. In other words, things were promised her that did not turn out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She'd get into the jobs. It turned out not to be what she thought it was. And then she'd go through a bad divorce.
Okay.
Right? And this happened repetitively. And on the last one, what she now can articulate was she doesn't mind going in and doing a project and where she's doing with, one of the, one technology. And then when she finishes that after a year and a half, they want to put her back on the same technology for another project.
Oh, okay.
She's going,
not so much.
I don't want to do that. And then after 3 years, they say, well, we're going to put you on this one again. And she goes, hell no. And they're going, but we're putting you in your comfort zone. And the answer comes down to is you have to tell them ahead of time when you start doing the first project, you're not going to do the one after, because typically IT project managers want to be in a comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
They're not multi-potentialized. They don't want to learn the next thing. They want to get good at it and they want to keep on doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so I've got her going, and she went in, she took her next job where she was building a PMO, project management office. And I told her, you tell them, when I'm done with this,
we got to go.
We're going to negotiate what's next. And it may not be here.
Okay.
Right? That she needs to, So we got a question. Hi, what happens when it's not about asking, but rather survivor behavior? What the point here is, you got to figure out. In that case, as you know, Nancy, you need to get out of there. And I've also at times talked about the grab and gross. It comes out of the Essentialism book, which Nancy has read, is learning how to keep your plate full with things you want to do.
Yes. Yep.
And so when they say, yeah, we want you to do this, and you don't want to do it, that's when all the essentialism stuff starts popping up and saying no. Mm-hmm. So Nancy, did I answer your question? Well, we'll let that.
Okay. I tried to drop in the link to the survey, but I don't see it anywhere. So unless it's somewhere else. So.
Okay. Well, let me real quickly go grab it here. I think I can find it.
I guess the only place I found it was in the email, unless you
I'm going to Survey Monkey.
Okay. Maybe that was my problem. So, yep. Nancy said okay to your question.
Yeah. Okay. And so let me go. Oops. Yeah, go to Survey Monkey and go grab one of the collectors.
Okay.
In fact, I just got it. Hold on a second. I got it.
Okay.
And I'm dropping it in here.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Oh, you put it in the send message part?
Yeah, either send a message, or if anybody wants to pop in.
Yeah.
Is this of interest? Because we've got a couple different people here. Let's see, who else is this?
We got Mike.
And we got Mike, and we got
Nancy
and NJ on here, and Stan.
So
any of our lurkers.
So I'm curious, so what role has everybody else played? What role have they played and not been their authentic self? I'm curious to see what somebody would have to say to that.
Yeah, because I said I'm a big time closet introvert. I throw out an aura of being very, very. I can handle anything. I don't need any structure at all. And the reality is, I actually do. It's something I've discovered about myself, that I've been inauthentic myself.
Yeah.
I've often told people I'm at my best when I don't know what I'm doing. Which is in total chaos. And the answer is I can do that for a while, but I actually need some structure.
You need structure.
Yep.
I think a lot of people do. I mean,
so what I'm gonna, when I publish this on Thursday,
okay,
I'm also going to put the link to the survey.
Okay.
We're going to run this survey for several more weeks. One of the things we want to know is, I think I want to turn this into a podcast, and whether people would actually listen to a podcast. I'm a huge podcast fan. I listen to my car. I listen to it on my iPhone 5. So we're looking at different ways. We got a little bit better attendance tonight. So with that, if you are watching this on video, please, on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So Nancy says, hi, it's not about the role, but walking into work wearing a mask to survive. Yes, many of us have to do that. Particularly when we work around people we don't like.
That is true.
How do we maintain, and this is what I've seen. I have a number of clients who are in positions where their environments, they just simply don't like the people around them. So with that, I think we're going to close this down.
Okay.
Thank you for everyone coming.
Yep. Thanks for coming.
Again, if you see this on video, if you're seeing it on the blog, please give me a comment. Please share it. I want to get these. We want to get a bigger audience.
Yes.
And getting more participation. And one of the things we're going to be doing is lots of surveying over the next month, trying to figure out where we go next.
Yep.
So with that, good night.
Yep. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming.